In this video, we're going to take a look at how to set up and use commission overrides within the Milecross management system. Commission overrides are a way to automatically split incoming commission for a given advisor between multiple other advisors who are set up on your system. To get started, we will look at a basic example. If we go to the Manage Rates section of this version of the commission system, we can see that we have 5 advisors set up on the system: Lawrence Smith, Arthur Gordon, Jim Steen, Nigel Norton and Derek Young. If Nigel Norton and Derek Young were both supervising Arthur Gordon, we might want to pay Nigel and Derek a small percentage of Arthur Gordon's incoming commission. So to do this, what we would do is we would go to the Administration and Management menu, click on Manage Auto Splits, and we'll be using the Catch All Splits tool. So we click Manage Catch All Splits, and we can see that currently there are no Catch All Splits set up on the system. So to continue with the example that we outlined previously, if we want to set up a Catch All Split to split Arthur Gordon's commission with Nigel and Derek, we would go to the Add Split tab, and then we have a few details to fill in. So the first detail that we choose is the advisor. So this is the advisor whose incoming commission you want to split. And the next step then is to go down to Business Type and select the type of business that you want to split. So for the purpose of this example, we will choose Income Protection. And the next step is to then select the advisors who we want to split this commission with. So to do that, we go to the Split With option, and the first person we're splitting with will be Derek Young. And if we want to add additional people to the split, we can click on Include Additional Advisor, and we get the option to select a second advisor, and in this case we'll be choosing Nigel Norton. The next step then is to define the percentage splits for each advisor. So in this case, Arthur Gordon, we're going to say, is to get 72%, Derek Young is to get 6%, and Nigel Norton is to get 2%. And because we have selected gross at the bottom, these percentages apply to the total gross commission that has been paid. So to summarize what we have entered here, we're saying that we want the system to automatically split all of Arthur Gordon's income protection business. We want to pay Arthur Gordon 72% of the gross commission. We want to pay Derek Young 6% of the gross commission, and finally we want to pay Nigel Norton 2% of the gross commission. As you can see, the total of these split amounts comes to 80%, which leaves a 20% margin left over, which is payable to your business. So once we're happy with all of the details that have been entered there, we can go ahead and press Add Catch All Split. And the system confirms that the split has been successfully added. And yes, underneath Manage Catch All Splits, we can see that there is now a Catch All Split for Arthur Gordon, which is splitting his income protection business with the following advisors. And we can see that Arthur Gordon is getting 72%, Derek Young is getting 6%, Nigel Norton is getting 2%, and that leaves a margin left over for your business of 20%. So we can go ahead and test this catch-all split by running a test commission run. This is the data that I'll be using for the test commission run. It is a total of 3 commission payments for Arthur Gordon. The first 2 are income protection policies, and the third one is a MetLife policy. So ordinarily we would expect these 3 payments to be paid to Arthur Gordon and nothing else, but because we have a catch-all split set up, we would expect then that all 3 payments will be paid to Arthur Gordon, but for the first 2 income protection policies, Nigel and Derek should also get a small percentage payout. I'll now go ahead and process this test commission data. So the data has been successfully processed. If I go to the business statements section and view the commission run summary for the run that we just processed, if I view Arthur Gordon's statement, we can see that all three payments are there. We have 2 income protection policies and a MetLife policy. If we go back to the business statements and view a summary, we can see from the summary that Derek Young also has money paid, and Nigel Norton also has money paid. So if we take a quick look at Derek Young's statement, we can see that yes, both the 2 income protection policies have also been paid to Derek Young. And we can see in the remarks column that this is an override from Arthur Gordon, and obviously it has been paid at the percentage defined in the catch-all split. And finally, if we go back, we can also check Nigel Norton, and again he has got his small percentage of the 2 income protection policies, which are override from Arthur Gordon. In the circumstance where you had a catch-all split set up, but you knew of a particular policy that was due to be paid that for some reason you did not want to split in accordance with the catch-all split, we have the option to add what is known as a split exception. I'll demonstrate that now by going to the Add Split Exception tab. So how this works is we choose the catch-all split in question. So in this case, the only one that we have set up is for Arthur Gordon's income protection. So we can say that in the case of Arthur Gordon's income protection, if a policy should be paid with the policy number ABC123, I'm going to press Add Exception, that particular policy will not be split in accordance with the split that, as it is defined above. Instead, it will be paid to Arthur Gordon at his current income protection rate. To remove a split exception, just press the delete button to the right hand side of the split exception and confirm when the system is prompting you. And to remove a catch-all split, follow the same process, just click the delete button to the right hand side and press confirm when prompted. It's important to note that when adding a catch-all split, when you define the rates that each advisor is to receive, for the source advisor, in this case Arthur Gordon, we have indicated that he is to receive 72% of catch-all split surrounding his incoming protection business. When we enter this 72%, this overrides Arthur Gordon's protection rate as it is defined in the Managed Rates section. So here, for example, in the split, if we were to indicate that he was to get 64%, and we added that as a catch-all split, for incoming protection business for Arthur Gordon, he will be paid 64%, and the rate in the Managed Rates section will essentially be irrelevant. In the event that you have a lot of catch-all splits set up on the system, it can be quite time consuming if you need to make large changes to the rates for each individual split. To make this process easier, we have implemented the import and export feature, which I'll demonstrate now. So by clicking on the import and export tab, we see the export catch-all splits button. If I click that, the system will download a CSV file to my machine, which can be opened up in any spreadsheet software such as Excel or Numbers on Mac OS, or even a text file editor if no spreadsheet software is available. So I'll go ahead and open that now, and we can see here that we have a very simple representation of all of our catch-all splits. We can actually go ahead and edit the rates as they're defined for each individual catch-all split. So for the purpose of this example, let's say for example the advisor Jim Steen has left the practice and he is currently involved in some catch-all splits. So we might want to take Jim Steen out. So we can highlight his data in the individual catch-all splits, and we can remove that. And now that Jim Steen has been removed, we can make a few additional tweaks to the rates. So in this case, we actually want to pay Arthur Gordon 72% now, and again in the case below. So once we're happy that the rates have been tweaked accordingly, we can go ahead and export that as a CSV file. We can come back to the commission management system, and then in the import catch-all split section we will browse for the CSV file that we just saved to our machine. And we have two options here. We have a dry run processing option, which will let us test the integrity of the CSV spreadsheet that we've just saved. And we also have erase existing. So what erase existing will do is it will wipe all of the catch-all splits that are currently set up, and it will replace them with the contents of the CSV file. So that's what we're going to do for the purpose of this demonstration. We're going to take off dry run processing, and we're going to leave erase existing in place. So to quickly review, we can see that Jim Steen is a participant in numerous of these catch-all splits. And so if we go ahead and we import our test CSV, the system reports back that it was successfully imported, and we can see that Jim Steen has been removed from those splits, and the additional rate tweaks for Arthur Gordon are visible as well. This is a quick and easy way to make broad changes if you need to update many of your catch-all splits in one go.